If anybody of you have watched my videos, you would have known that I tried to waterproof this Fjallraven Jacket with their conventional bar of sort of, shall we say, paraffin and beeswax, and it worked quite well. But today I want to take that a little bit further. I've washed the jacket, so I've tried to wash out a lot of the old waterproofing that they put in there, and I'm going to try this stuff, which is the Barbour wax. Now I'm hopefully confident this is going to work a little bit better than the Fjallraven stuff. The only way you find out is see. So today I'm at my little hide, and in the hide we have a wood burning stove. So what we're going to do is we're going to get it alight, we're going to heat this stuff up, because what you've got to do is you're supposed to put this in boiling water, it melts the wax inside, and then we apply it. Well, all I'm going to do is I'm going to light the fire, get it hot, put this on the edge. Obviously I don't want to burn the wax inside, so I'm going to try and sort of, you know, keep it quite close, so try and mount it, and then we're going to apply it to the jacket and see if it works out any better. So the real reason I'm doing this is that when I did my jacket last time, it worked really well, but when it rained quite hard it started to seep through. Now I'm always looking for better products, and my good friend Terry recommended trying this, so I am, and that's where we are today. So get the fire going, crack on. Okay, all I'm going to do now is pop the lid off. Okay, and inside it you can see it's white. It's not much of an odour there. It's definitely waxy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on the edge here, just to sort of start warming up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to boil my kettle. I'm going to put it into my Crusader mug there, and I shall put that in there so I can take it off and move it around. Because I'm not sure if I leave that on there, it's going to burn the wax in the bottom. So just to be sure, I'm just going to put it on there to start warming her up, and then when that's boiled I'm going to stick her in there. Easy peasy. So let's just have a recap on what I've done. I've put the tin in some boiling water, and I've left it on the stove so the water stays hot enough to melt the wax. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start applying it, because it is completely melted. So what I want to do, you need to do this, there's two ways you can do this. You can either apply the melted wax with a sponge, which I'm using today, or you could just use a piece of cloth, something like cotton, an old t-shirt or something like that. So this is basically the same as what I did on the old video. All I'm going to do is I'm going to find a surface like that there, which works quite well. Okay, bring that over there. I must admit it's nice and warm in here with the stove going. So I can see on my hood there that it's still got some of the wax from the Fjallraven wax, which will be interesting to see what happens. So I'm just going to very carefully take this off, put it on the side here, because I don't want to have to carry it too far, because I don't want to burn myself. So all I'm going to do then is dip my sponge in here, and I'm just going to wipe it on. And if you can see that, it goes on very quite thick. Okay, we can work on that later. because you can do the same thing with a hairdryer. You can get a hairdryer and blow it in, okay, but I'm not doing that because it's already warm. I'm just going to apply it and then I'm going to hang it in here because it is quite warm, and hopefully the heat that's higher up will penetrate or help penetrate into the cloth. I should imagine I'll probably go for quite a lot because this stuff is quite wet. I'm going to make sure that I get all the seams. I should imagine it'll leave it quite patchy. As you can see there, look, it's drying quite quickly. Wow, that's amazing. That's dried to the touch already. So it does help if the material is still quite warm to help it penetrate in. So what I'm going to do is just literally start doing the hood. I mean, if you wanted to, you could just concentrate on the bits that it gets, where it leaks in through the jacket, i.e. like the shoulders and arms. I mean, normally the body side of it, it's normally quite good. I really am quite interested to see how well this stuff works. I don't think it's going to go too far. I think the tin's going to run out before I get to the end, that's for sure. Program to bring you 2 weeks into the future of the wax jacket. Now I just want to run over a few things if anybody's got any doubts in their mind about what I've done. Right, this is 2 weeks after what you're watching now, and when you touch it, it's smooth to the touch with no wax residue on it whatsoever. The only places you might find some waxy bits is under here where it's hidden away. But I've been wearing this for 2 weeks and it's done very well. What it's done is made the material a lot darker, okay, and it's also weatherproofed it enough to where I am really happy. I haven't got any footage of me in the rain with it, though a couple of weeks ago I was in the rain, or not long after I actually waxed the jacket, and it was really raining, and it did really well. Again, not 100% waterproof, but it does better than the Fjallraven wax did. For penetrating into the material, it will go through it. Over the 2 weeks it's managed to come through. I did hairdryer it off when I got home, just to get rid of the patches where it wasn't gone in, but I think it's such a good result from what's happened there. I'm definitely going to put another coat on the arms and on the hood just to use the tin up. But in all, very good. I'll let you get back to the show. Catch you later. So that's it, I finished it now, and I did go quite heavily in places with the wax, but on the inside here it's not really penetrated through. There's a couple of marks where it's come through, and I think there will be due to the fact of it soaking in. I don't think it's going to be a problem rubbing off on your clothes and stuff when it dries. It really is not that bad on the inside. I was quite impressed actually. Don't think it's got away, but like I said on there, look, it's see-through, but I think that's where I went a bit heavy. So what I've done is I've hung it above the fire here. I've really stoked the fire to get it really warm, and what I want it to do is the stuff that hasn't gone into the material, I just want to melt it in just to get rid of it, and I'll give it another quick wipe over before I go. But you're supposed to, as per instructions, is to leave it hanging in a warm room overnight, and then it should be good to go. I haven't got that option because I'll be going shortly, so what I'm going to do, stoke the fire, get it hot, give it an hour or so the wax can melt into the material. If I get home and I need to touch it up, I'll just use a hairdryer and that will sort of touch it up, but I might just do that anyway. But anyway, that's it. I mean, did I just ruin my jacket? I mean, the shine look is not to everybody's taste, but you know, you got to try these things. I mean, what's the least I've done? You know, I could just wash it out and start again. But you know, Barbour oil or Barbour wax, I mean, it's not intended for this garment, but I'm going to try it as as you see. If it really comes down with rain, which I think it will work really well. It certainly penetrates a lot better than the Fjallraven stuff. So yeah, give it a go. Tin wise, I've only used a quarter of the tin. Now the tin size, if anybody's interested, let's have a look. Yeah, it's about there. So what's the size of the tin? I mean, this is one of the smaller sizes of the tin. It hasn't got a size on it, funny enough. No, it doesn't say. Oh, 200 millilitres, there you go. So I would probably go for a bigger tin, just to make sure that you've got a lot more. But now I'm just letting this cool down to go hard again, and then I can store it. But anyway, that's all there is to it. I mean, you could do your trousers if you've got a pair of the old Fjallraven trousers and you want to make it completely waterproof, as opposed to wearing some waterproof trousers. I'm not going to do that because I've got a pair of waterproof trousers. Anyway, so like and subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't like it, let me know. You know, I'd like to know what you think. I mean, what stuff do you use? Comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios, amigos.